Ahmed. He will deliver his speech first today. Dr. Asif Ahmed, Assistant Professor of Economics, Basrullah College, Ambur, is a dynamic professor in the field of development economics. He is leading personality in applied economic research. He is a resource person, subject expert for various seminars, conferences, and workshops in and around Tamil Nadu and India. He published one book with the ISBN number and 46 research articles in reputed national and international journals with high impact factor. Overall, he is a great humanitarian with academic staff, with outstanding and uncanny foresight, who waged relentless struggles against the denial of social justice and educational opportunity to the submerged student community at large. Overall, Dr. Asif Ahmed is a dynamic researcher in the field of economics. Now I invite him to deliver his speech. Welcome, sir. Dr. Asif Ahmed, sir. Welcome. I will leave up you and hand over the session to our beloved Chief Guest, Dr. Asif Ahmed. Thank you. Thank you. You can proceed, sir.
Hello, I'm audible?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are on. You continue.
Okay. Most Honorable Vice Chancellor of Tiruvallur University, Dr. S. Thamari Chelvi, and most revered Registrar of Tiruvallur University, Dr. S. Said Shafi, most respected convener of this webinar, Dr. G. Yoganandam, Head of the Department of Economics, Tiruvallur University, and most esteemed resource person, Dr. N. Mani, former President of Tamil Nadu Science Forum and Head of the Department of Economics, Erode Arts and Science College, and Dr. Iswari Ramesh from Queen Mary's College, Chennai, and dear webinar participants, good morning to all of you. Before I start, I pray Almighty Allah, Almighty God, to make this webinar a great success and hope this will be ended with colorful ideas and thoughts and outcomes. So my webinar is about economic impacts of COVID-19 and healthcare services in Tamil Nadu. I think this topic is like two sides of the coin. First, I would like to pen on economic impacts of COVID-19 on various sectors. Then I will move to the next topic, healthcare services in Tamil Nadu. So every year, as we know that due to fast spread of coronavirus, the whole economic system is in disruptive situation. So according to several studies, every year non-communicable disease kill 41 million people, equivalent to 71% of all deaths globally. Each year, 15 million people die from an non-communicable disease between the age of 30 and 69. More than 85% of these premature deaths occur in low and middle income countries. That's why we locked ourselves to break human chains. But it is confining to millions of citizens to their home, closing down businesses and seizing almost all economic activity. And researchers found that health services have been completely disrupted in many countries, especially in India. More than 53% of the countries disrupted health services for hypertension treatment, 49% for treatment for diabetics and diabetics related complications, 42% for cancer treatment, and 31% for cardiovascular emergencies. And rehabilitation service also disrupted in almost two-thirds of the countries, equivalent to 63% of the world. So, health system around the world are being challenged by increasing demand for care of people with COVID-19. While trying to maintain the delivery of routine health service to the people, so the government is taking so many steps and initiatives to maintain the quality health services. Now, as some countries lift restrictions and gradually restart their economies, but people are not ready to come out because of the fear and stress. They don't want to come out. Just they want to break the chain. They want to fight against the COVID-19. In India, the government is taking efforts across several regions and departments to support states in ensuring continuity of essential health services. But the recent World Health Records globally as of now, number of positive cases rapidly increasing day by day. So today, I will show my screen. I would like to show a screen. So I am audible. So COVID-19 positive cases as of 12th July 2020, the total positive cases recorded 12,401,262 in the world. In India, 8,20,916. In Tamil Nadu, 1,34,226. Total confirmed death cases reported in the world, 5,59,047. In India, 22,674. In Tamil Nadu, 1,898 as of 12th July 2020. As of 13th July, total positive cases reported in the world, 12,076,000 76,800 307 recorded, and India 8,83,024 reported. In Tamil Nadu, 1,38,470. Total confirmed death case as of 13th July 2020, 5,66,654 reported. In India, 23,727. In Tamil Nadu, 1,966 reported. So far, 12,092,503 samples tested in India. 2,86,247 samples tested on 13th July 2020 only. In Tamil Nadu, as of 14th July, confirmed cases reported 1,42,798, in which active cases reported 48,199. And death cases recorded 2,032. So after seeing all these statistics, we came to know that the government has two challenging tasks. The first is to recover the economy. So another task is to provide the essential health services. So shocking statistics is that India's growth rate went down to 3.1% in the fourth quarter of the fiscal year 2020, and the researchers expect negative growth rate in the fiscal year 2021, in the next fiscal year. The chief economic advisor also said this drop is because of COVID-19 effect. From this, we came to know that the government is facing financial crisis. That's why recently the government stopped to pay honorarium to COVID-19 serving government employees, cutting down government administrative and government employees' duties expenses also cut down by the government, and no DA for 1.5 years to the government employees, no EL, no sanction of other bills except the salary bill. So even though government face financial problem, the government is concentrating more on healthcare cost than other administrative expenses, which bring favorable impact on healthcare services in India. Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi also announced 15,000 crore for healthcare sector, and the government formed a committee, high-level committee, headed by Dr. C. Rangarajan, former RBI governor, and his team discussed many ways to overcome financial problems in Tamil Nadu. And with regard to unemployment and migration problems, unemployment and migrations are serious problem in India during this lockdown. So unemployment increased from 6.7% to 26%. The studies found that 14 crore Indians lost their jobs. And several research studies clearly found that more than 45% of household sector reported an income drop. Dear participants, some studies said that 50% of the household who is intake 2 times a day. Due to this problem, the UPA government transferred 1,000 rupees to all daily wages laborers, and Punjab government given 3,000 rupees for all registered construction workers. Haryana government given 1,000 rupees per week for all laborers and street vendors, rickshaw pullers with ration kit. The Haryana government given 1,000 rupees every week. And West Bengal and Andhra Pradesh did the same. But the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Jagan Mohan Reddy, who come out with the innovative idea of flying 1,088 ambulance in fight against corona. In Tamil Nadu also, several initiatives have been taken by the government, and 1,000 rupees provided to all the ration card holders with a ration kit. So the impact of COVID-19 on agriculture, as we know that agriculture is the backbone of our economy. During this lockdown, the agriculture sector is alarming by a potential risk in food insecurity during this lockdown. Public Health Foundation of India and Center for Sustainable Agriculture found that 10% of the farmers could not harvest their crops, and 60% of the farmers reported a yield loss. This is a big loss to the agriculture sector. Tamil Nadu government is mounting special efforts to keep agriculture safely running. Our Prime Minister also, under the PM Kisan scheme, released 17,986 crores for agriculture development purpose. So during this lockdown, the major problem farmers are facing now is logistical problems. Due to this, cultivated crops they could not sold in the market. So another barriers is non-availability of seeds and manpower shortage that brings adverse impact on agriculture. We know that, so the national share of drumstick 98%, coconut 29%, national share of 29% from Tamil Nadu, which also, declined. So, which also, the farmers set what the yield loss in drumstick and coconut cultivators. And dear participants, impact of COVID-19 on business. On business, the center, according to Center for Monitoring Indian Economy, 14 crore Indian lost employment opportunity. Another studies found that 53% of business almost ceased and locked. As far hotel industry is concerned, which is among the hardest hit, studies said that domestic hotel industry performance falls by 19%. But the Federation of Hotel and Restaurant Association of India offered 45,000 rooms for COVID-19 treatment. Very nice, step they have taken. So heads off to Federation of Hotel and Restaurant Association. So the impact of COVID-19 on airlines. Due to the COVID-19 crisis, the aviation sector has been one of the biggest victims in terms of business impact. We know that. On June 16th, Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh said, resuming international flights from India from next month. But some other studies said the passengers are not ready to fly. And also witnesses the revenue loss of 25,000 crore as air travel remains suspended due to the national lockdown. Tourism industry, if you take tourism industry, Think Strawberries was among the first tourist company in the travel vertical to respond to the COVID-19 effect and announced work from home for their employees to break the chain. Due to this decision, due to this announcement, no cases reported in their branch office, especially in New Delhi, Mumbai, Jharkhand. Very nice step they have taken to protect their employees. But in tourism industry, the estimated loss is 15,000 crore only in March and April month alone. If you take live event industry, as per a recent report of Event and Entertainment Management Association said, the Indian event and exhibition market is bound to experience 1 lakh crore hit this quarter. This hit is because of their innovative ideas and thoughts. But studies said that 3,000 crore loss recorded in live event industry. If you take leather industry, we know that April, May, June are the peak demand season for leather products. Due to this lockdown, leather sector and leather manufacturing industries stares at export loss of $1.5 billion. The chairman of Council for Leather Exports, Janab Akhil Saab, who said that leather order cancellation of $1 billion due to the lockdown, out of which Tamil Nadu account for 37% of order cancellation. So Akhil Saab, the chairman of Council for Leather Export, who said leather order cancellation of $1 billion due to the lockdown, out of which Tamil Nadu account for 37% of order cancellation. India's leather exporters said that 5.5 to $6 billion value of leather products exports annually. But importers from USA, UK, France, Italy, Spain, and Germany are now negotiating for a low price. If not accepted to supply with a low price, they simply cancel their orders. So this is a big loss to the leather industry. Dear participants, due to this, the lockdown in Tamil Nadu, not only in Tamil Nadu, due to this lockdown, so lakhs of leather workers lost their jobs and paid half salaries. So this situation gripped the whole leather markets. If you take textile industry, the busy road of Tirupur, largest textile hub in Tamil Nadu, looked like a cemetery. They export textile worth of 25,000 crores and around the same amount in the domestic market with over 6 lakh employees. But now the estimated loss in the textile industry is 10,000 to 12,000 crore in just 3 months. And S.N. Modani, chairman Rajasthan Textile Mill Association, said textile industry in the town is the worth around 35,000 crore due to the lockdown. They said 25% of the business they lost. And Clothing and Manufacturing Association of India said 25 million people lost their job. Move to next slide. The impact of COVID-19 on online shopping. So Amazon, we know that a leading e-commerce players in India, which the chief executive officer said a drop of demand they face. And Amazon chief executive officer Jeff Bezos, who said $4 billion they would be spent on personal protective equipments and cleaning for facilities, higher wages for hourly team, and expanding its own COVID-19 testing capabilities. So Amazon executive officer who said, so a drop of demand they face. And some of the service in Amazon marked as out of stock. So Big Basket, a leading grocery player, stopped some service and some products marked as out of stock. And Flipkart, if you take Flipkart and Snapdeal, also faced a drop of demand for their services. So the impact of online shopping due to lockdown, which brings adverse impact on their services. Satish Meena, a senior forecast analyst at the Forrester Research, said people are buying more in online mode because they don't want to go out. But some customers feel that delay in delivering the products increased due to this lockdown. Now, the customer who don't want to spend as their purchasing power has been impacted by COVID-19. So this brings adverse impact on online business. So next we move to the next part, is that public debt, the impact of COVID-19 and the public debt in Tamil Nadu. So statistics. In 1957, the total public debt in Tamil Nadu was 128 crore only. In 1996, 60,000 crore only. In 2000, 24 crore only. In 2010, increased to 1 lakh crore. In 2020, increased to 4,56,660 crores. If you divide this by Tamil Nadu population size, each has to pay 65,000 rupees to overcome this debt. So the Tamil Nadu government estimated revenue, public revenue in Tamil Nadu, 2,98,000 crores. Whereas the expenditure, public expenditures, estimated public expenditures 3,01,000 crore. So after seeing these statistics, we came to know that our government is facing serious financial crisis. But at the same time, the government has spent more on health services to fight COVID-19. And in Tamil Nadu, the healthcare system are being challenged by increasing demand for care of people with COVID-19, while we trying to maintain delivery of routine health service to the people of Tamil Nadu. Move to next slide. You just see, I asked my PhD scholar, what do you mean by healthcare cost? He said, spending on corona is an addition made to total public debt. He said, so spending on corona is an addition made to total public sector, total public debt in Tamil Nadu. So another, go to next slide. So corona came to Tamil Nadu to kill people, but in Tamil Nadu we are eating corona-shaped foods. So corona-shaped dosas we have, corona-shaped cakes and other items available in Tamil Nadu. So this is what the thing. So I'd like to move to next part of our topic, healthcare cost in Tamil Nadu. So we have a strong healthcare system in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is the first state to have a public health cadre in the district level. It's the only state to have a public health act in the year 1930. First state to enact a public health act in the year 1939. The Chief Minister Edappadi K. Palanisamy also announced ₹1 crore from MLA Local Area Development Fund to fight COVID-19 pandemic. So in Tamil Nadu government always increasing the budget to the health sector every year. So budget for the 2018-19 budget, the government announced 11,638 crores. Tamil Nadu has a strong medical base in comparison with other states. So in the year 1980, 400 primary health centers with 4,000 sub-centers established and managed by the Tamil Nadu government. In the year 2015, 8,706 sub-centers established, 1,372 primary health centers established, 385 community health centers established. At present, is a very, interesting statistics is that 1,806 primary health centers we have in Tamil Nadu, 460 urban primary health centers we have, 50 new community health services in Chennai Corporation, 10 ESI hospitals, 216 ESI dispensaries, 1,491 Indian system of medicine hospital and dispensaries we have. So bed service facilities in the government hospitals, if you take, so the government Rajiv Gandhi Government Hospital, so 3,000 beds available there, and government TB hospitals, 776 beds available there. Government MKM College and Hospitals, so 600 beds available there. And Tamil Nadu Government Multi-Speciality Hospital, so 400 beds. If you take some private hospitals, Madras Institute of OTI, which has 1,000 beds. GG Health City, which has 1,000 beds. Apollo Hospital with 600 beds. Apollo Specialty Hospital, which has 260 beds facilities. Vildroth Hospital, 600 beds. Vijaya Hospital, 340 beds. And CMC Vellore, which has 206,000 beds facilities in Tamil Nadu. So therefore, in Tamil Nadu, we have a strong healthcare services and system. So in Tamil Nadu, every year, 45% of the health tourists from abroad to the Tamil Nadu, and with 150 global patients every day. That's why Chennai called as India's health capital. So I'd like to tell you that, so healthcare services which depend on 6 items, so market and financial feasibility, hospital accreditations, medical equipments and planning, hospital inventory management, commissioning assistance, hospital information systems. There are 6 areas where you can learn the importance of healthcare system. As I already told you that in Tamil Nadu, we have a strong healthcare service system. So the origin of healthcare service in Tamil Nadu is deep-rooted in antiquity. If you go through the research studies, research reports, and the available in the Wikipedia or in some other information. If you go through the origin, so we have a strong healthcare system. So market and financial feasibility in healthcare services. So marketing facility is a very good marketing facility we have in Tamil Nadu for health products, health services. And hospital accreditation, we have best accredited hospital institution in Tamil Nadu, and medical equipment planning. So in Tamil Nadu, every year a committee formed and plan what should be done for the benefits and development of medical equipments and technology based treatment. And the hospital inventory management is another big area where we can learn how to supply drugs, to provide 100% availability of drugs at all locations. So this is what the another thing. So assistance, financial assistance, and hospital information system. So where the patient's records, so e-records, we can refer the patient's reports and the records whenever we have they require. So staffing, if you take a staffing pattern of a primary health centers, we allotted 15 manpowers. So with medical officer 1, pharmacist 1, nurse 1, healthcare worker 1, health educator 1, health assistants male 1 and female 1, and clerk 2, and technician 1, driver 1, 4 class workers 4. So if you take community health centers, we provide 25 person as a manpower health workers to the community health services. So during this lockdown, health services providing by the government, we know that noon meal program, launched in the year 1982 by the Tamil Nadu government. So under the scheme, so the government is providing food kit for every corona patient, and door healthcare services also providing by the Tamil Nadu government, and various COVID-19 health awareness program also conducting by the government of Tamil Nadu. So with regard to this, Dr. Ishwari Ramesh ma'am will explain everything in detail. So financial assistance for poor people and special health insurance for corona virus. So announced by the Tamil Nadu government, and online doctor consultation facilities also available in Tamil Nadu. So ex gratia of 15 lakhs if health workers die while on duty. So the government announced recently. So another important thing is that, so there are some the cons. So every coin has two sides like this. So there are some cons from the corona patients, from stakeholders also, that they feel some discrimination in the treatment, and no proper, they said no proper oxygen supplies in quarantine places, and some studies said that the corona patient just dumped in university, colleges, schools, and old building premises. So this is what the another shortcoming. So, and some health workers who said they said they are facing a high risk level of health, high risk level. They face high risk level, and I would like to move to the next part of my speech. That is, few days ago, Dr. Mani, head of the Department of Economics, Erode Arts and Science College, who sent a video to me about infodemic, which means sharing excessive information about a problem, about a disease, about a virus. So today, people are sharing so many informations, so rumor informations, so with through WhatsApp group, Facebooks, and banned TikTok, through TikTok. So sharing information which brings adverse impact on the people's health. So what I'm going to tell you that we should not share the rumor information about the COVID-19, about the coronavirus, to anyone. So I request all of you to abide the guidelines given by the health centers, the government of Tamil Nadu, and protect yourself from coronavirus, and stop sharing rumors about a virus, about a coronavirus, and stay safe at your home, and wear mask, and maintain social distancing, and spend time with your family members. And due to time constraint, so I would like to conclude by saying that, so have a nice day, and thank you for your patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Asif, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your scientific presentation. Thank you, Asif, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
For inspiring speech.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Clearly explained the impact of COVID-19 in the disturbed situation around the world. He divided his speech into two parts, just like a coin. On the one side, he clearly explained the overview of socio-economic impact of COVID-19 in world, Tamil Nadu, and India. On the other most important side, he clearly stated that COVID-19 and its impact on sectoral-wise economy, particularly COVID-19 and business sector, COVID-19 and aviation, COVID-19 in textile sector, leather industry, public distribution system, public health sector, etc. Thank you for his thought-provoking speech once again. And now the forum is open for the public. Those who have any questions relating to his speech,